it going, everyone? So the other day I went to the junkyard here. We got a V6 Aero convertible in, and I went there literally the morning it got in there, and I met two other Saab people there unintentionally. So of course, it's a very rare occasion that you get a V6 9.3 in the junkyards here. So we all kind of scrambled there individually and just happened to meet up there. And needless to say, after about 2 hours, that car was pretty much rated for all it was worth. And it's a shame because I'll put a picture up here that was on Row 52, which Row 52, for those of you who don't know, is a site where you can search inventories of junkyards in your area. So it's a great site. I use it all the time for Saabs. But it was so clean, in fact, that it still had a perfectly intact Aero lip. So it had some damage on the fender, so I think maybe it got hit there and they totaled it. But it's a shame nonetheless. But we all took a lot of parts off of it. I'll go ahead and read my haul, I guess, off right here. And then I have a couple of these parts I'm going to be installing on the Turbo X, so I'll show that in this video. And if you're still wondering why I haven't shown why my car hasn't gotten painted, well, today's Friday, I'm filming this, you'll be seeing this video Saturday. I'm supposed to be going up to Mako today. The car should be done. It was supposed to be done a week ago, and they didn't paint two of the things I asked them to. They also painted over something I asked them not to paint. And I guess the car also isn't starting now, and they've done a variety of things to try to get it to start. The battery is less than a year old. They think it's the starter, and I guess there's a mechanic shop next door. I don't know if that mechanic shop touched my car, but they never asked if they could touch my car, so I'm going to be very upset if they did. But needless to say, it's just a big cluster. What I'm going to be doing today is also removing the battery on this car, because I'm going to take the Turbo X battery up to put it in the 2.0 to hope it's just a bad battery, and of course we'll know by putting a perfectly good battery in like that. But I genuinely think they left the key in the ignition. They said they have the doors open while they work on their cars, and I'm thinking that just killed the battery. And yeah, but I'm going to make an entire... This is just the tip of the iceberg of what these assholes did to my car, and they also messed up some stuff on the Project Saab as well. So that's just the tip of the iceberg, and that's not what this video is about. But believe you me, there will be a very rant-infested video coming at some point, just absolutely blasting Mako and also Discount Tire for the pains that they have put me through the last month and a half. But with that being said, let me show you guys the haul I got from this junkyard. So I got my receipt right here. So first thing I got, a new vent right above the radio for the Project Saab. When we were replacing her radio, one of the knobs on that kind of broke or whatever, so it doesn't work perfectly well now, so I got her a new one of those. I got two hoses. The two hoses I got are these two off of the expansion tank, because those always go bad. And then I also got the front 3 coil packs, because why not? Doesn't hurt to have an extra 3 coil packs. On top of that, I got an engine cover. These are no longer available. They're no longer made, and this one is in just about perfect shape. I'll probably wipe it down and clean it up a little bit, but it just has a little crack right there, which they all seem to have a crack right there. But as you can see, my Turbo X one is in worse shape, so I'll be swapping those out, so that way it looks a little bit nicer. Another exciting part I got for the Turbo X, actually, my buddy Anthony actually got this because he got there before me, but I traded him another part for it. But this is a genuine Saab brake fluid cap. So that will be going on right there, and will kind of match my oil cap. So that's cool. I also picked up the turbo off of this car, just to have. I'll probably end up selling it to my buddy, honestly, but just a stock V6 turbo right there, just the intake side of it. And then I also picked up the under tray. The under tray on the bumper was in perfect shape, so I grabbed that because those are usually completely destroyed and there's always people missing them. So I'll either keep that as a spare for us, or I'll sell it to someone else. And then lastly, I got this cooling hose right here that goes from the turbo to a cooling hose up here. This one in particular, you can see mine is pretty rusted. I was going to get this one too, but it was already very hot out and I was just kind of done with it at that point. So I just got this one. You can also see it's rusted up here. So those are the things that are going to get replaced on this car today. I also have a bunch of 9.3 parts for sale. I'll post a comprehensive list that I have in my notes with some prices down below. Some of them are already sold, and if you want it though, I advise that you please contact me on Instagram, because that's the fastest way that I will respond. And of course, I'm going to ask that you cover shipping charges, because I tried to get rid of some of this stuff locally, and now of course there's some stuff left that is not sold locally. So prices are also or best offer, so just shoot me a message on Instagram for whatever you want. I can let you know a shipping cost and then I can send it out to you. Let's go ahead and remove this battery and replace these 3 or 4 parts right here, and should be a fun little video. Alright, so to remove this, of course, take your cover off first. Got to disconnect both the terminals here. This battery is also about a year old, so just goes to show that, you know, both these batteries are the same age and they're the same exact batteries too. Got them both from the same place. But now we have a 13mm down here at the front of the battery tray, and this holds the battery in. This line on the turbo here is a 17mm. I'm hoping I don't lose a ton of coolant with this, but we'll see. Actually, if I move this out of the way, I can give myself a little bit more room on here. You know, you can't really see it. Now it's loose. So now on this bracket right here, there's a 10mm right down here, so we need to take that off, and then of course disconnect this hose clamp as well. And to keep that pointed upwards so it doesn't leak more. It looks like it would be easy to get to, but truthfully it's not at all. It's a very difficult bolt to loosen. Just because this heat shield, I mean, you could remove this heat shield if you really wanted to, but that is extra work. So this is the old one right here. You can see all this corrosion that was all over it. I mean, the pipe itself and then up there, which doesn't matter as much, but this is definitely in really bad shape. This one, on the other hand, absolutely no rust, no corrosion. Probably because this car has been in Arizona its entire life. So yeah, let's, I mean, even the bolt. Look at the difference in that. So I've got the washers on here. So let's put this new one on now. Someone's probably going to say that I should replace these washers, and when I changed out my turbo I didn't replace them, and it doesn't leak, so I'm going to use that same argument for this here. Now we can slide our DO88 hose onto the new one. So one thing I'm noticing, I also kind of saw this when I took the hose off, is that this hose clamp is on there as tight as it can go, and I can still push this on and off a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do, I already replaced this hose with a stock hose, so I'm going to do the same right here with this DO88 one. I'm just going to replace it with one of the extra stock ones that I bought, because this worries me that this can slide back and forth a little bit, because this is under a lot of pressure. So it's not a good thing. So now with that all done, let's go ahead. I've always thought it's kind of dumb that you have to remove the oil cap to take the engine cover off. But there we go. Clean this up a bit and it looks brand new. There we go. New engine cover on there. And last but not least, let's do our brake fluid cap. So here's the genuine Saab cap, for those wondering. Just says Taliaferro, genuinesaab.com, and it says brake fluid .4 on there. Just a nice little cosmetic upgrade, and it matches that perfectly. So there you have it, guys. Those are the junkyard parts. With that engine cover already, I can just see the engine cover alone makes a big difference. It's like actually black, whereas this one, even when it was clean like it is now, was still like a really faded black. And then you had all these ugly marks over here, and the V6 turbo was all faded. I mean, you can see clearly where they all fade from. It's this spot right here, probably the heat from just the exhaust being right here is my guess. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. I guess sometime soon I'll have an update on my car and Mako, and yeah, I mean, I guess follow me on Instagram, because I'll be, by the time this video is up, I'll know much more about what's going on with the car. So yeah, with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. And one thing I almost forgot to do is to top off the coolant, because we obviously lost a fair amount when we took that line off. And this coolant is pretty new, and there's not much of it, so I'm just going to reuse this. And I just realized I was recording that and not me filling it up there, but you know, that's alright. I'm gonna add a little bit more though, because there is some on the floor, and then we'll be all good.